What is going on, you guys? It's your boy AK40 Kevin. Let me get you set up here. My golly jeepers. There we go. Hey, what is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here. Oh man, I probably looked like a big bag of crap last night. I got food poisoning last night and ended up getting up to like a fever of 102 and puking and diarrheaing for like 6 hours straight. It got to the point I was actually thinking about having my wife take me to the ER so I could get an IV just because I was so dehydrated. I couldn't keep any water down. Like as soon as I would drink water, like 5 minutes later it'd be coming up and out of my asshole, up out of my stomach. It was just pretty shitty, guys. Anyway, on to more positive things here. Kind of cleaned my setup a little bit, as you see. Wire management's about 90% done now. Everything looks real clean, real nice, and this is basically my more subtle grown man business setup right now. This isn't crazy flashy with RGB lighting or some crazy gaming setup or anything, but how I have it set up currently is I basically run my businesses from here. So I have my Mac Mini over here, which I do a lot of video editing on, as well as just web browsing and documents and stuff like that. I've got my 4 terabyte and 2 terabyte externals here, which I go ahead and transfer files if I need to go over to a client's house or something like that, or if I need to back up and store any of my business related documents, I use that. This monitor here I have had for, it's not even really a monitor, it's actually a 3D television. I've had this for, I want to say 6 years. This is a 3D 24-inch Sony TV. It's actually shaped like a PSP, which is just really interesting. And it's lasted incredibly well. It's been thrashed. I mean, I've taken it on several underways on the ships and everything, and worked out just fine. This here is an $8 keyboard that I got on Amazon, and it actually feels amazing. Like this keyboard to me when I'm typing or even gaming, it's not mechanical. It's not mechanical. It's membrane. But it feels really, really, really good. And it also has media controls up here for volume, stop, play, home button, all that good stuff. Really impressive. Like honestly, this was just a quick little budget keyboard. Turned out really good. Got the Razer Lancet here. Got my Frank Sinatra mouse pad. It's actually just a magazine from the last 100 years of Frank Sinatra. But yeah, I just use it as a mouse pad. Again, this is kind of like a really mature, elegant, grown man setup. You're not seeing a whole lot of Cardi B, RGB lighting or anything like that. Then we have the HP Omen 15-inch gaming laptop. It's got 8 gigs of DDR4, has a NVIDIA GTX 960 in there. This will run pretty much anything, AAA titles at pretty much high to ultra settings. 1080p, no problem. Can hit 4K a little bit, but the monitor doesn't really support 4K, the screen in here, so there's no real point in running 4K. Little Echo Dot, which I can use to like page other rooms in my house, to talk to my wife or daughter or whatever. And then over here, this is my new Bebe that I just got here recently that I am starting a build series on, and this is the Optiplex 390 by Dell. We're going to go over this a little bit more in detail because I'm actually going to be starting step 1 of the build series right now. So, got a Dell Optiplex 390 that I found on eBay. I browsed eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and found a whole bunch of these things for between $30 and $150. But this one right here seemed to be a really good candidate for me because I'm going to be turning this into a budget-friendly small form factor gaming PC. This is my first ever PC build. I have helped friends build PCs in the past, but I've never actually owned a desktop that I myself have done a full regalia build on. So this is the 390. I have 8 gigs of DDR3 RAM in here. It does not support DDR4 RAM. It has a 1 terabyte hard drive, not solid state, just good old fashioned mechanical. Has a DVD write and read drive. I haven't tested this to see if it works. I probably should do that really soon. It has 8 USB ports. I believe 6 of them are 3.0 and 4 of them are 2.0. Don't quote me on that, but still, it does have like 8 to 10 USB ports, which is awesome. Like you're never really going to be straining for USB ports on this thing, which is really cool. It also has a i3 processor that is 3.2 gigahertz in its standard clock configuration. Let's go ahead and pop the hood for a minute. I really like that design. You just pull this lever and it's really easy to access the internals, which since we're doing a build, that's really important. So I'm going to take you off the stand so I can kind of show you the internals for a minute. Everything's really cramped in there because it is a, what do you call it? It is a small form factor PC, so everything, there's not a whole lot of excess space in there. But anyway, you got your CPU cooler here with your CPU behind it, motherboard behind that. You have your optical disk drive here. You pull up on this blue tab and pull this out, and then you have your your terabyte hard drive underneath there, and you have your power supply down here. Really, like, just interesting shape. I've never seen a power supply like that. It's like a it's really long and low. It's a very interesting shape, but I guess it's made specifically for these small form factor PCs. So anyway, I tried doing some gaming on this thing the other day, and to say it didn't work out would be an understatement. I didn't even try to run any AAA modern titles because it just wouldn't even launch them, honestly. But I did try to play Half-Life, League of Legends, and there was something else, but it was like an older title, an older first-person shooter. Like, I want to say it was like Quake or something super old, and it was pitiful. Like, I had the lowest settings possible, so it was like native like 380 by 640 or something, some really low settings, and it was laggy. Like, I was probably averaging about, oh man, probably about 20 to 30 frames per second, and sometimes it dipped down to the single digits. I didn't have a frame counter on, but I could just tell from my having played with gaming PCs before, it was really laggy. So today we're going to start stage 1 of this build. Let's move the old Razer Nari Ultimates out of the way. So I got a few things here. I have a 120 gigabyte solid state hard drive, and the main reason I got this reads and writes at 6 gigabytes per second, so that's really good. The main reason I got this is just to put the operating system, the Windows 10 operating system. That's another thing I forgot to mention. This does come with Windows 10 Professional, and it also comes with a key for Windows 7 if you want to go ahead and utilize that. So I got the solid state drive. I'm going to have the operating system on there, and also just like maybe 1 or 2 games that I play pretty frequently. I also got these fans here. This is, I want to say 3 or 4 quiet versions, 3 or 4 quiet high RPM fans that should be better than the stock singular fan that I have in here right now. There's a fan right in here. Right there. Other than that, and then of course the CPU cooler is a fan itself, but there's not really a lot of cooling in there, and it actually does get a little bit warm. So these are also, they're not RGB, but they do light up white, and the reason I did that is because this is going to be a Stormtrooper themed build here. So I'm going to be taking off this front cover here and painting this white. This is going to have just some really awesome white and black two-tone theme to it. Again, I just came off being extremely sick yesterday, so if I sound a little bit stupid right now, you'll have to deal with it, guys. I apologize. So anyway, we'll pull off the fans here so you can take a quick peek at them. Bam. Okay, yeah, so it comes with 3 of them. And the brand is called Up Here, and they are the quiet version again, so we'll see how quiet they really are. But they light up white, which is really cool, and I think that'll look really good in there because we are going to make a custom clear panel. I don't think I'm going to make tempered glass, but I'll probably use some type of clear plastic cover, so this will be exposed, all the internals will be exposed, and we can do a little bit of tricky lighting and whatnot. So, got the solid state, have my 3 fans, and then we also have, and also I'm not really sure if these fans will even work with this small form factor case. I mean, just because they're not compact fans, so we'll try and do something custom. Maybe mount them. I have a couple ideas, but we'll play around with those a little bit. And then, got a graphics card. Now, this is really nothing special. In fact, we're going to mess around with this and see if how much of an improvement it is over the stock no graphics card that's in here right now. It just has the integrated Intel graphics or whatever. So this is an MSI NVIDIA GeForce GT 710, which rocks 2 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. Has an HDMI port as well as your DVI port and all that stuff. This is a refurbished model from Amazon. I think I paid $32 for this bad boy. And we're going to try it out, see what kind of performance we can get from it. And if it's not up to our standards, one of the things I like about Amazon is their customer service is really great. You can just return this, free of charge, mail it back, and I'll go ahead and put a more savage graphics card in there. However, since this is a small form factor, you have to keep that in mind that you don't have a lot of room in here for putting a graphics card. So you have to get a low profile, or you're going to have to do some custom cutting and shimming on the case itself to make things fit. But having said all that, I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. We'll actually do that right now. So unplug this from power and let it sit unplugged for about 3 to 5 minutes before I start working on it. And then I'll see you guys over in the bedroom where I'm going to be working on this while I watch some TV.